I've come to realize that life rarely breaks us because of what happens. Most of the time, it breaks us because of what we expected to happen. We walk into situations carrying quiet assumptions about how smooth it should be, how fast it should work, how fair it should feel. And when reality doesn't match that inner picture, disappointment hits harder than the situation itself. Expectation quietly shapes every experience before it even begins.
That's powerful, because most people don't recognize how much expectation controls their emotions. They think they're reacting to reality, when in truth, they're reacting to the gap between reality and what they imagined. And that gap can either strengthen you or completely drain you, depending on how you prepared for it. I've seen people walk away from goals they were fully capable of achieving, not because they lacked skill or intelligence, but because the journey didn't feel the way they thought it would. They expected ease. They expected clarity early. They expected progress to be obvious. So when resistance appeared, they interpreted it as failure instead of part of the process. And the people who last, in work, relationships, or personal growth, usually share one thing in common. They don't enter situations expecting comfort. They enter expecting learning. So when difficulty shows up, it doesn't shock them. It doesn't offend them. It simply becomes information.
Exactly. I had to learn this personally. Whenever I start something new now, I tell myself the early phase will test my patience. So when things don't go as planned, I don't panic anymore. I pause. I observe. I ask what this moment is teaching me about timing, discipline, or my own habits. That single shift changes how everything feels. Because once you expect challenge, struggle stops feeling personal. It no longer sounds like life saying, "You're not good enough." It sounds more like life asking, "Are you paying attention?" And that question invites growth instead of discouragement. When you approach life this way, fewer things surprise you. You still feel frustration, pain, or disappointment. You're human. But those emotions stop controlling your decisions. You move with a quieter confidence, knowing that even when plans fall apart, something deeper is forming inside you.
That's emotional maturity. Understanding that pain doesn't always mean something went wrong. Sometimes it means something important is being built beneath the surface. Expectation shapes experience, not because it controls what happens, but because it determines how you meet what happens. You may not have power over how life unfolds, but you always have power over how you interpret it. And that interpretation quietly decides whether you move with resistance or with peace. So take a moment and ask yourself, what expectation might you need to release right now? If this message connected with you, comment, "I choose peace" below.